Okay, let's have a look and see if we can do an example just to show you exactly how it works. Let's just pick one of these articles here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through now. It does take a little bit of time to do this, but it's definitely worth it. What you want to do here is we're trying to look for as many different variations of the words in the article so we can get as many spun variations. Okay, so you would be looking, basically you highlight a word. Okay, so then you would go up here, and then when you highlight that word, it actually gives you the suggested word replacements up here. So you'd go through all those words that you see there and choose which one you think would be the appropriate one to put there. So let's have a look if there are any. Is there really a difference? There's not really one there for that one. Let's go for is there really. See here, we could click on in fact. So if we've clicked on really, and that's given us a whole heap of variations. So this one here sounds good. Now if you read the sentences, is there really a difference? Well, we can actually use the words in fact. We could put, is there in fact a difference between the two? Now, all we do is click on that, and we click on the arrow. And what happens is if you come down here, it actually automatically adds those words in there. Now if there was actually another one, you could actually click on in reality as well, because that makes sense. Is there in reality a difference between the two? So you can click on that, and that'll come down here as well. And what you do is you actually go through the whole article, and you can also do that with the title as well, the exact same thing. And then what happens is you're going to end up with a really long article, but it's going to have a lot of different words and a lot of different variations. Alright, and then once you've done that, you go down to your signature. You can also do the same thing. You will go up to the top here, article statistics and article preview. Okay, and that'll show you. We don't have a summary in here, but we've got the title and we've got the body, and that will give you an example of exactly how many words and what percentage there are in your article. So 2.62% of the article has the word fat in it, and so forth, and it goes all the way down. Now to find out if we've got duplicate content before we actually submit this to the article. Actually, let's go for respin first. So if we click respin, what that means is it'll actually use the words that we originally put in as the new words, and it will respin the article. Then we go up to duplicate content. Okay, and it'll actually give you, on the left side it'll say the original article, and on the right side it's going to give you the spun variation of that article, those new words in it. And back down here you can click respin. Okay, and it'll tell you how much of these articles down here in the duplicate box are exactly the same. Now in this case it's probably going to be 99% the same because we haven't made any real changes. But what that tells you is that you'd be surprised how many words you add in that step where you're adding the extra different words when you spin the article, about how differently the articles really are, because you might think that it's completely different, but then this little box will tell you whether or not it's only 20% different or it's 30% different. So then you go back and you add as many more words as you can, and you keep going until you get at least 50% difference, because you don't want your articles being the same. That's what the whole point of this is to have them spun so that they are looking different, and then the search engines are going to love different because it's like new content. It's much more favourable for you. Okay, and then once that's done, you would go back over to all our articles, and we're going to get out of here for a minute. Let's just see. We're going to go down to here, and it says submit to all jobs. Okay, so we're basically clicking on the article, that one there, and it's going to say here submit to all jobs, and we're going to click yes to that. No site groups selected. Okay, let's pick a site group. So we'll just click on all. Now, like, you know, some of this stuff I'm not really too sure about myself. All I know is that the things I use it for, it's really worked for me and Shane, and that's basically the spinning part of it and the auto directory or submission. So we click submit to jobs. Now that's going to go through here. We're going to go through and put up here the different categories we want the article to apply to. So it's to do with fat loss, so we'll put in, or weight loss actually, we'll do weight loss. And we'll click search, and that's going to click out all the categories for us automatically. So you know, some of them you're going to have to go through and do it all. So if we click, I think it's applied to all, it'll click on all of them. See, so now basically you would go through individually and you would click on whichever one it was. Let's have a look. Apply to all. Okay, and it goes down the line. Some of them may not have an actual directory that the article might not go into. That's why they might be blank. Oh, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. The little arrow, so then you can go and manually pick it out. Okay, and I mean this is very broad, you'd probably be a bit more specific and you would probably fill in a lot more of these a lot quicker. Okay, and then you can click up here and save that as a current preset for your future articles. Okay, I can just put weight loss up here. Click on OK, and we'll click on OK down here. Now what that's going to do is that's actually going to submit autopilot, which means it's automatically going to do it for you. Okay, just wait till it's... I think we need to go up here to job submitting and have a look. Ah, there we go. So there it started. See, it's actually started putting all these articles going through. Okay. Now some of these, because I haven't actually joined up with them, that's why it's doing the false bit. Alright, and then basically what happens from there is, you can see the category there, is that let's click submit next. It'll go, there we go, no category. See, it's actually saying yeah, log in obviously, because like I said I haven't actually joined up with a lot of them, but that's basically the whole guts of it all. What you're doing is you're spinning the article, you're putting in all your variations, then you're going in and you're submitting them to all the article directories, and it does it automatically. You know, there are a few that you may, like when you originally signed up, you may have to use the capture phrase. That's the same with this type of thing as well. So if you find that for some reason some of them haven't been put through, or you might come back to your computer, because you can leave this and go away and do something else, and then when you come back it's still on the same screen. Well, then it just means that you need to add a few details in the article directory and then click submit, and it will continue on as normal. Okay, so that's about all I need to show you, I think, from this here, and then we'll get out of this. Hopefully you got a bit of information out of that. It's a really great tool. Once you actually get in and set it up, it does take a little bit of time initially, but you can literally, you know, if you did an article a day and you did this system and you did it well, and you actually would be able to submit that article to over 200 directories. Now your link is in that article. Imagine that even if you did 5 articles for the week, that's 1,000 links coming back to your site. So imagine how many people will be visiting your site, you know, reading your article, clicking through to your link. That's a lot of visitors to your site in a week. And how many of those would be able to turn into subscribers to whatever that you've got on your site, you know? So it's a great tool. I think it's only, I think it's around $100. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think it's about that much, but it's well worth it if you're into article marketing. And you know, if you're not and you're considering, you're not sure because you think articles are too hard to do, believe me, if you know, the internet, you can just research on anything. How-to articles are great. People always want to know how to do something. So that's, you know, in your niche, whatever niche you're in, if you can find something like that to write about, once you get into it, it's really easy. The other thing I find too is that if I'm stuck for thinking of things to write about, is that you can actually use a little portable microphone thing that you can carry with you, like a little recorder type thing that you can just talk into, and generally you can find things to just rattle off, and then you can literally put that into paper and there's your article. So yeah, good luck with it. I hope that you found that this tutorial was useful. It's one of the beginning tutorials that I've done, so hopefully they'll get better than this, but I hope you enjoyed it and you found it useful.